Hello Joy friends, welcome to Yarn Joy Adventures number 15. My name is Cynthia with Cynthia's Joyful Creations, and I am excited to finish showing you the dish towels and dishcloths that I have been making. Last week I showed you all of the ones I had done for that particular commission project, and I have completed all of the ones for the second commission project. So happy to have all of this done. Now I look forward to possibly spending the rest of the week working on the baby blanket that I had started and have already shown you a little bit. So without further ado, let's do these dish towels and dishcloths. And if I'm able to work on that baby blanket some more, I will come back before the week is completely over and show you the progress on that. All right, so let's get started. The first dish towel and dishcloth I have is this one here, and it says home, and so I did it in this chocolate brown, and I'm going to zoom in and hopefully you can see this button. As you can see, it's got a little bit of a swirl in it, but it is kind of a dark chocolate with a little bit of kind of a purplish hue in it. But then it has a little bit of a lighter brown going through it. And unfortunately, it doesn't appear. Oh, well, there you go. You can kind of see it a little bit there. But anyway, fell in love with finding that particular button for this dish towel. And then here is the dishcloth to go with it. So very, very excited about this. All right. So that is set number 1. And then the next set, this particular person wanted a lot of blue. They said their kitchen has a lot of blue in it. So here is the next towel. Absolutely love this towel. So to bring out some of the white in it, I did a trim of white on this one. And I love this button too. To me, the buttons add the character to the actual towel. And so not only did I find one that had the baby blue in it, but there's dark blue trim around it. There's even some on the actual outer part of the button. And then of course with that blue thread in the center there, it just really, really brings the character of this. And so matching the towel topper, I did a navy blue dishcloth with white around it. So that is the second set. All right, and the third set, again, wanting a lot of blue. So did this Faith, Family, and Friends, and just did a little simple white button on this one, and then just created a solid blue dishcloth to complete this set. It's funny because I feel like it takes more time to match the buttons and sew them on than it really does to make the dishcloth and the towel topper remover. Because there again, I take a lot of thought into what button is going on each set, because I feel like the buttons help bring out the character of the towels. All right, fell in love with this one, Life Begins After Coffee, and was excited that I was able to pull the turquoise and the pink out of this towel through the towel topper remover. And I chose the pink in the donut is a little bit lighter than the pink on the band. So I did a light pink on the towel topper remover, and then I chose a bright pink button to kind of pull out from that bottom pink. So you got the bright up here and the bright down here, and then it just all flows. And here is the dishcloth to go with that one. So anyway, love it, love it. And I love the playfulness of this one. All right, the next one, I'm excited. This skein of yarn actually came from my dear friend Racine with Lots of Tips. And I hope she's okay that I'm using it on a commission project. But nonetheless, I was real excited. And because it was one of the fancier variegated yarns, it's not as big of an ounce skein as the normal ones are. So to make sure I had enough, I incorporated white with it. But I love the way it turned out. So it's kind of like a lot of like sea green and light blue in it. And it's just a solid white towel. And then of course I did the white on top. But in doing that, I was able to find this kind of mint green button to match that towel topper. And I just love it. I love how perfectly it matched. And then here is the dish towel that I did to go with it. So giving it a little bit of character. So thank you, Racine, for that skein of yarn. I feel like that it just went very well and turned out really nicely. All right, the next towel and towel topper. This time I went with a solid blue towel and just a white top, and took a very clear light blue button to put on it. And I think that it shows up very nicely. As you can see, that blue stands out against that white. And for this one, I just simply did a white dishcloth to go with it. All right. And this one, I took some more. You saw a towel topper that I did in dishcloth in this same yarn in the last set. And I love the way that it turned out. Not sure why that's tucked up like that. There we go. But of course it has some gray, some red, some blue, and some green in there. And I don't know if you can tell, but that's kind of a hunter green. And then you can see the difference in the blue there. That hunter green is showing up really well there. So I put it on just a solid white towel, but I wish you could see this. Oh, there you go. Look at that button. I could have turned this button any way. If I'd have turned it like this, it would have looked more like a smiley face. But I chose to turn it sideways, making it look like a half moon. But I love the way that that turned out. And then I just did a solid dishcloth in those colors. And you can see it a little bit better, the blues, the reds, and the green when I hold that up. So that was that set. And we have 3 more sets to go. She had me do 10 sets for her. So those were the first 7. And then with that same kind of yarn, I took some off-white and put it with a red towel. And sadly, there's only red on the back of the towel topper remover, but that's okay. And then I just put a solid brown, a darker brown kind of walnut button on that, but I still like it. And then this is the dishcloth, and it turned out to be a lot bigger than I wanted, but I love the pattern that I did in the dishcloth. And I need to start writing down what I do, but I love that. It just, I don't know, it has like a country feel to me, that texture. You know, I could just see this in a farmhouse somewhere. But then I just did that yarn around it as a border. And I love the way it turned out. And I love that this is a kind of bigger dishcloth. And you can see it's got a lot of play in it with that pattern. But it kind of looks like the star stitch, but it was not. Sadly, I can't remember what the stitch was. Because that was one of the first ones I did. But I'll get better. I'll get better about writing stuff down. All right. Then the next set, still kind of sticking to the blue. Like they said, they have a lot of blue in their kitchen. So this time I went with a soft blue towel and did a beige top to it, and then took a darker blue button to kind of just pull the blue out. So I love how that turned out. And then just did a simple little beige dishcloth to go with it. It actually goes like this. Now I do remember the name of this stitch. I was using my stitch pattern book, and this is called the garden stitch. And the reason it's called the garden stitch is you can see it looks like rows in a garden, but when I hold it up, you can see it really well. But it was a very easy stitch. It was a quick stitch. I didn't realize how small it was going to turn out, but that's okay. I mean, it's still, my hand, is still smaller than the actual dishcloth. So, I mean, you can still wash very well with it. But it's a little bit smaller than I normally do. But I love the way that turned out. I love that stitch. And then the last towel, it's probably my favorite. So I hope she really, really enjoys it. But it's got tacos on it. And look at this. It's got a little bit of fringe at the bottom of the towel. So I did kind of more of a bell-shaped towel topper on this one instead of flaring out. So it wouldn't take away from, the pattern of the tacos on here. And then I stuck a clear translucent green button on it to kind of pull out some of the green in the tacos. But I absolutely love that. But not only am I in love with that towel and the way it turned out, even the towel topper, look at this dishcloth, you guys. Isn't this like really cool? Oh, I fell in love with that. So I'm really, really excited about this set. And I hope she really likes it too. So, but anyway, so that is the last of the dishcloths and towel toppers for this commission project. Any that I do going forward will be to get in the shop, which my inventory is running very low. Thank you, Lord. What a blessing. So do need to start working on some more to get in the shop. But for now, that is the final commission project on the dishcloths and dish towels. So I'm excited to have that done. All right. Well, I'm not going to completely end this because the week is still young. And I want to come back and see if I'm able to get any more completed on that baby blanket that I started. So stay tuned. And if not, then I'll just come back and say farewell and see you next week. Again, just a quick reminder, Yarn Joy Adventures is not just about my Yarn Joy Adventures. It is about yours as well. So please, if you have finished objects that you would not mind me sharing in these Yarn Joy Adventures, I would love for you to send them in. All right, I'll catch you at the end of the week. Hello, Joy friends. I hope that you have had a good rest of your week and weekend. It is Sunday evening, and I am going to get this video out late to you guys, but it's because I was so close to finishing the baby blanket that I wanted to get it done, and I did. So without further ado, let me show you the baby blanket. So it is completely finished, and this is it right here. And I can't, let's see, trying to get on camera here. All right, there you go. But I've gotten it finished, and let me just show you what I did on the border. I love this. All it is this is double crochet on this first row. Then I did half double crochets in the chain 2 spaces, came back and did double crochet, chain 2 double crochet in the half double spaces, and then in the very top here that looks like a peacoat stitch. It is not a peacoat stitch. It is simply a single crochet, chain 3, single crochet. And I love the texture and the design that gave this baby blanket, and love the way, ooh, that was kind of blurry. It made the corners turn out. But anyway, so I'm hoping this coming week to actually try and design a beanie and maybe even a baby sweater using the same stitch. All I did is I did a foundation chain of double crochets, and then on row 2 I did a single crochet in the first stitch, chain 2, skipped a stitch and did a single crochet, chain 2, skipped a stitch and did a single crochet, and that was all of row 1. And I ended at the beginning and the end. I had 2 single crochets on either end, and then the next row I chained 1, turn, did a double crochet in the first single crochet, and then did 3 double crochets in the chain 2s all the way across, and did 1 double crochet in the end, chain 1, turn, and then repeated. And I did single crochet, and then chain 2, skip, single crochet, and did that, a repeat of those 2 rows. And that created this gorgeous pattern. So I didn't create the stitches. I'm not even going to call this mine. I'm not going to take that kind of claim to it, because what I did is I took a combination of stitch patterns out of a stitch book and combined them to create this. So yeah, it's a combination of created stitches just put together. So it was like a mixture of it. But anyway, so yeah, but I'm going to try and take that stitch pattern that I've created in this and try and design a beanie and a sweater. So we'll see how it goes. And if it doesn't work out, well, then I'll probably go grab somebody's pattern and just make a beanie and a sweater. But fingers crossed that I can do something with it, because that's something I love to do. I love being creative and I love creating. So not just making, but creating. But that is all I got to work on this weekend, which was enough and was plenty. Spent a lot of time this weekend doing research and planning, getting ready for March and some things that I'm going to be introducing. So I am so excited. Stay tuned. All right. Hope you have an amazing week. Can't wait to come join you again next Sunday with Yarn Joy Adventures. Again, don't forget to send me some of your makes that you finished if you'd like to share. I did have some people send me some stuff, so stay tuned to see some of our friends make. In the meantime, be joyful, my friends. Stay crafty in your own way. Make your own joyful creations, and above everything else, please remember you are loved. I love you. Mwah. Nugs and Joy. Enjoy the bloopers and enjoy the makes of our friends. See you soon. So yeah, I'm excited because some of the stuff I've worked on is some of the new material that's going to be coming. So yay, I don't like that. Hey Joy friends, welcome back. My name is Joyful. Oh, Mr. Joyful says, that's me. I'm Mr. Joyful. I'm Cynthia with Cynthia's Joyful Creations. All right, take 2. So be crafty. Well, I want you to be crafty. But first, be joyful. Stay crafty in your own way. Make your own joyful. Let's just start over. Silly me. Silly me.